Hi there, it is Jo from Minerva, and today I have something super special to show you, which is a new product launch from Minerva. Minerva have created a fabric guide. It's a definitive guide of all different base cloths used in dressmaking. You will have it in your home, you can touch it, you can feel the fabrics, and you can then have better choices on what you choose for your dressmaking at home. The guide shares dressmaking fabrics. Inside the guide there are little swatches, and I'm going to show you those in a minute. And it's really useful because I think we all find as home sewers that we would like to reach our hand into the screen, touch the fabric that we've seen online, see what it feels like, have a look at the texture, and then make a choice. This fabric guide will allow you to do that because you will make a collection of fabric swatches so that you can use those to reference your dressmaking choices. It is hoped that the fabric guide will also help you to broaden your horizons in terms of fabric choice. So if you always sew with wovens, or you always sew with stretch, or you have a combination of the two, or there's a fabric you've always wanted to have a go at sewing but don't know what it feels like or any tips for how to sew it, then this fabric guide will give you those answers. I was surprised myself to find that the book had 70 different base cloths, and when I read it, I thought, oh well, some of those I won't know. But actually, when I looked at them, there wasn't really hardly any fabrics in there that I hadn't heard of, but there was quite a few fabrics in there that I hadn't sewn with myself. So this fabric guide displays 70 different base cloths that you can choose for your home sewing. Today I am wearing Minerva French Terry, so this is a stretchy sweater knit. I absolutely love this print. This print looks good on all of our base cloths. This one is the French Terry, and the top that I've made, this is the Grainline Studio Linden sweatshirt. It is my favourite sweatshirt pattern. I like the raglan style. Sometimes I switch up with cuffs, sometimes I use self-cuffing. Depends how much fabric I've got, whether I can cut it on the stretch or not, and if I've got any ribbing. So a Linden sweatshirt is a great place to start. Now, if you know you like the Linden sweatshirt, but you can't always get French Terry, or there isn't a print that you like, using the fabric guide, you can compare the characteristics of French Terry with another base cloth, and that might help you to make an alternative choice and make something a little bit different. Let me show you the fabric guide, because the more I talk about it and the less you've seen it, the more those two things don't add up. So I'm going to unbox my new fabric guide and take you through the guide, what's included at the beginning, and I'm going to show you the layout of the base cloths. So this is the fabric guide. It comes as a binder, and the pages are card, and they're really sturdy, and you've got an index and some information about fabrics at the beginning. Beautiful photography from our Minerva makers, a description of how to understand different fabrics. So it starts off with how fabric is made. It's quite technical information, but it's really nicely written so that you can understand it. Woven fabrics, knit fabrics, how they behave, how you might find the stretch of a fabric, because that information is given on our website. A little bit of information about selvage, cutting on the bias. And this page is important. This is about fabric weights and thicknesses, so this will help you to gain knowledge on the hand of the fabric and whether the fabric will be suitable for the project you're trying to choose. Fabric drape, using the right side and the wrong side, and some washing instructions. And then we get to a different part of the book where it explores the technical information to do with fabric fibres. So if you understand different fibres and how they're mixed together, you'll have a better understanding of the drape of a fabric and the feel of a fabric, which we can't always see online. The second section of the book is the base cloth guide, and it will show you the difficulty of a fabric, how to treat a fabric, pre-wash it and how to sew it. It's handily in alphabetical order, so it starts off with activewear. It gives you some great illustration, pattern inspiration there, a difficulty, how the fibre is made, and you'll be using the knowledge from the first part for that, the characteristics of the fabric, the weight, the opacity, the stretch. And then on the second part, it will show you some sewing tips, what to sew with it, and which sewing machine needle to use. Your fabric pack will help you to put a fabric swatch on each page. So you don't have to collect these fabrics over time. You will have a pack so that those fabrics can be put into your book. You can choose to keep that pack separate, or you can put each piece into the book. Each piece has a label on the back giving you the fabric content, and you can either glue it into the book, stick it in with sticky tape across the top so that you can still feel it, and that way you can have a feel of the fabric before you decide whether you want to explore that fabric for your pattern choice. In this case, I can still stretch it and see what it feels like. Even the swatch pack is in the correct order for the book. So activewear is on the top. The next page is batik. So you can see that the next fabric on the pile is the batik piece. So I can have a feel of it, can feel the hand of it, and I can place it into the swatch book. The book goes through different types of fabrics, so they're in alphabetical order, as I said. So there's chambray, crepe. I'm just going to give you a little walkthrough of the book so you can see the different types of fabrics, and I bet you recognise absolutely loads of them. So if you've always wanted to know how to sew vinyl, then you can check out the sewing tips, put in your swatch and work out whether you'd like to choose that. The pages are made of card, so they stand up well to being moved around in a folder. And of course, once you've put your swatches in, then your pages will become much thicker, but the binder will accommodate that. Love the photography at the back, really inspirational, shows some of our Minerva brands and lots of our Minerva makers. So that's the Minerva fabric guide. It's billed as the definitive and comprehensive guide to fabric, fibres and base cloths, and that is exactly what it is, all set in a binder so that you can really increase your sewing knowledge. The last little thing that I noticed after I'd done a walkthrough of the book, which I didn't mention, was the QR code in the corner of each of the fabric types. And if you use a QR code reader or the camera on your phone, if you use the QR code, that will take you straight to Minerva's website and it will filter out that fabric type for you. So if you have a feel of one of your swatches and think, wow, that's really great, I wonder what's on offer there, then if you snap the QR code, it will take you to the website and then you will see all of the products that we have linked to this fabric. So you can see the pattern ones, the solid colour ones, the core range ones that are available for long periods of time. The Minerva exclusive print ranges will all be led for you from the QR code. So as you can see, a real definitive guide to fabric types. I think this folder will be really useful for any hobby sewer who wants to maybe explore a wider range of fabrics that they choose for their projects. It's a great resource if you have a textile student in your house, or you are a lecturer or tutor and you want to share the information on fabric fibres and into fabric types. Great if you're a fashion student where you can maybe explore different types of fabrics for more creative purposes. We have been really excited to launch this fabric guide. It's taken a long time to put together. It's the brainchild of something that Minerva have wanted to do for a long time, and we hope you have enjoyed the little walk through the fabric guide. Do head over to Minerva if you'd like to explore more of the fabrics, the ones that you've maybe seen in the book, and it might have just sparked an interest in a type of fabric that you've not seen or used before. We would also like to support this book over time with some of our videos. So I know I've made quite a few videos on different fabric types and how to sew them, because holding them up and showing you them is quite enticing, but actually having the knowledge to sew them and the confidence to choose them is something very different. So do head over to our Minerva YouTube channel where you can get lots of knowledge, learn to sew videos, learn to fit videos, fabric pairings, sew alongs. There's absolutely tons of content there to inspire you. Thank you very much for watching. Do call again soon.